Every picture tells a story, and these tell the greatest story ever told. When these pictures come to life, they are telling about people who through faith conquered kingdoms, administered justice and gained what was promised, who shut the mouths of lions, quenched the fury of the flames and escaped the edge of the sword. When these pictures come to life, they tell about people of faith, whose weakness was turned to strength and who sought the city that God had built for them, who are now admonishing us, giving us encouragement, and teaching us to press on toward the goal. The people in these pictures are lifting up and praising the Word that created all things, giving thanks to God for how they were knit together in their mother's womb, for the air that they breathe, and even for the trials that they face. Behind the message represented by the picture is a person motivated to memorize, understand, and speak the Word. I'd like to tell you the story about how one of these pictures came to life. It started when the pastor had an idea for a sermon series on Philippians. There were several passages that he felt could be recited. He told the recitation coordinator, who called David, and asked if he would recite verses 4 to 9 from chapter 4 of Philippians. David said yes. The next week, a couple of his friends joined David in a pop-up discipleship group to support David's preparation. They studied the passage together over a couple of weeks, learning the background and context, researching the intent of the passage so that David's expression would be accurate. The weekly meetings shifted to the sanctuary so that David could get a feel for being on stage. He practiced every detail of his delivery so that he could speak confidently. He even rehearsed how to handle mistakes, practicing with the person who would sit in the front row and prompt him if needed. The motto was, "Don't practice until you get it right, practice until you can't get it wrong." The day for David's recitation finally arrived, and after weeks of study and practice, he was ready. A member of the technical team prepped David. Before the congregation came in, David did a sound check on stage to test the microphone and to become familiar with hearing his amplified voice. He prayed with the worship team and then went to a quiet room for one more run-through before taking his place in the congregation. When his moment came, David knew what to do. Every step had been rehearsed, but he hadn't anticipated the sense of community he felt as he shared this passage with his church family. David came off stage after his heartfelt recitation and experienced an odd mix of relief that it was over and a desire to do it again. And that was how David's picture came to life. David's story is an example of the process involved in making a reciter comfortable with delivering the word. It's not a mystery, nor does it depend on a special talent. It's a disciplined spiritual journey suitable for the average person. More than memorizing words, it's a process that takes time and builds confidence, leading to a unique perspective and deeper understanding of a passage of Scripture. The next step is up to you, and in doing so, bringing one more picture to life.